start this thing, it was not a writer that started this inside of me. It was a band. I remember pretty well the day that it happened. It was around my birthday in, I think it was around my birthday for sure, October 16th, uh, 2015, no, 2013, that I first heard Tedeschi Trucks Band. And I'd heard of Derek Trucks because I'd been a fan of the Allman Brothers and some of this Southern rock, blues kind of music for years. And I'd heard of Susan quite a bit, Tedeschi. And I knew they had a band, but I never really paid them much attention. And then I saw a YouTube video, and that changed everything. It changed how I viewed journalism. It changed how I viewed writing books. It changed how I viewed myself. It changed the philosophy inside of me. And I think it changed it for the better. It was watching the Tedeschi Trucks Band and ultimately becoming a fan, a true deep fan of this band. That strangely enough, I've never actually seen in concert in my entire fandom. I've never seen them in concert. But I feel like as a writer, I have a connection to this group, to this band of people who make this beautiful music and do it somewhat independently, still following the rules, but still doing it their own way. And I owe a lot to them for that, for teaching me that freedom can come with independence. And while you still kind of have to play the games, and you still have to play by some established rules, you can still be free. When I write today, okay, and I'm not an avid drinker, though people who read a lot of my writings, like American Splinters or people who've read excerpts from the new book, Redneck Karens, uh, they think of this and they think, Matt's just in some drunken rage, and I'm really not actually. Usually when I'm writing, I sit down pretty early in the morning. Like right now, it's what 8:44 in the morning when we're recording this, right? Normally, I'm writing at this early in the morning, so I'm sitting down with my coffee and I'm writing. I usually have some music on. Some days it's Tedeschi Trucks Band. Other days it's some deeper blues, some philosophical blues music. Um, I was listening yesterday morning when I was editing, because I do all of my own editing. I was listening at some old Lead Belly. It just it changes from day to day. I was listening to some of that old Eat a Peach stuff the other day while I was doing some editing because I edit this stuff page by page. It just depends. And then sometimes when I'm doing my writing nowadays, going back to this idea of being in a drunken rage, I'm usually not. I'm usually sitting there quiet in the evening. My wife is grading her papers or doing whatever it is that she does, you know. Usually it's grading papers. And I'm writing, and I have this bottle of Derek Trucks's Ass Pocket Whiskey bourbon on my desk. Sometimes it's just sitting there. Other times I'll take a little nip from it, straight from the bottle, not fancied up, like it's meant to be drank. And I'll take a few sips of that, and then I'll just kind of write. I wouldn't say it's a drunken rage by any means, but it certainly helps relax me and helps put me in to that place to be writing. I am fortunate enough to be a multitasker, um, work on 5 or 6 different things at once. I am not a musician. I love music. I absolutely love music. I am not a musician. If anything, I'm a writer, and I'm not a very good one at that. Uh, but more importantly, I don't think I'm a good writer, but more importantly, I think that I'm an independent creator trying to do things my own independent way without paying a lot of extra people because you just don't have the money. You just you don't have the money, you don't have the extra cash laying around to just partly throw it at people, who want to publish your books or whatever. So you figure out ways to do it yourself as cheap as you can. At first, I was doing chat books, just selling out these homemade, hand printed chat books stapled together. People love that. And strangely enough, I guess in some weird sort of way, they became kind of a collector's kind of thing, I guess. I don't even have any more of my own, I don't think. I could print some, but I don't think I have any more. Maybe I do. I don't know. I have to look. But started doing these chat books, um, homemade. That turned into something. Started doing some print on demand stuff, just different things. And it's turned into this. Usually it's a dip of snuff in my mouth. I have my snuff. The Grizzly Wintergreen Long Cut. This is not sponsored by them, but of course. But usually it's Grizzly Wintergreen Long Cut, and I'm just kind of going at it, with my writing and putting my ideas, coming up with different ideas. So yeah, I owe I owe a lot to Derek Trucks and Susan Tedeschi for teaching me the freedom. Probably I owe a lot to Jerry Garcia, Bob Weir, as well, because I was kind of a deadhead before that. So for me, creating in a human way is the beauty of what we do. I mean, it's not perfect, it's not beautiful, it's not sexy. It's just inside the world of your mind and constantly exploring that. And I think that's why the books, if you look at my books, I'm finally starting to put them out there. I've written probably 8 books over the past 10 years. I'm finally starting to put them out there in somewhat professional style for the world to see. And I don't make a lot of money from them. Probably never will. But one thing that comes back to it is if you're going to be a change agent and you're going to do things kind of on your own terms, there comes a huge price with that. And for me, that price is only finding grassroots level success with people who actually care. And I'm okay with that. My name's Matt. I'm a writer. I'm an artist. I'm a student, a constant student, and learning every single day. And I want to bring you along on this journey. So thanks a lot.